Adaptation, written by Elaine May and directed by Helen Dastvan. Enjoy.
Adaptation, an exciting contest in which anyone can win simply by figuring out the rules and overcoming the odds. Watch closely as tonight's first contestant, Phil Benson, attempts to win the Adaptation prize by locating the security square hidden somewhere on our game board. Should Mr. Benson accomplish this before his time runs out, he'll be entitled to a super bonus card, a blank card which he can then exchange for anything he wants. And now our contestant will take his place behind his starting panel. Ladies and gentlemen, what Mr. Benson does not know is that he may declare himself the winner at any time by declaring any space he wants in security square. And now our players will take their places. We may begin. You are born! Move 2 spaces forward and become the son of urban, liberal, Protestant, white, American parents.
Harry! It's a boy!
I heard.
Oh, I'm gonna name him Phil. There's no particular reason for it. I just like the sound of that name.
It's a good name, Phyllis.
Applications finished yet?
Not yet. As a matter of fact, they haven't shown up yet. And neither has the girl from the State Employment Agency. And I didn't have time to clean the apartment myself because the freezer defrosted on Thursday. And the garbage is piling up in the service hall because the sanitation department says there's nothing we can do about garbage unless it's piling up in the street.
Oh, Harry, I can't wait to go home and get things back to normal.
You are 5 days old. Leave the hospital and arrive home. And then move to your nearest new stage of development square.
Look, Harry, he recognizes us.
Mommy, Daddy!
You have just had your first breakdown in reality testing. Forfeit your maturity point and advance to your next stage of health through information.
Mommy, how does a baby get into the mommy's stomach?
Via sexual relations between a man and a woman, Phil. The male sperm cell fertilizes the ovum. The ovum then travels down the fallopian tube.
Mama, what's sex?
Sex is a term that defines the differentiation between male and female germ cells, Phil. The spermatozoon, or male germ cell.
Mama, what's a Negro?
Calm down, Phil. Mommy wants to explain something. You know when there's a flower, sometimes there's a white flower, and then sometimes there's a dark flower, and they both live side by side and receive equal portions of sun and rain? And bees go to both flowers because bees like dark flowers just as much as they like white. That's why, when we use the word Negro, we must think of it as something very, very beautiful that God gave to white people to enjoy. Outside the context of the situation, that has to do with social justice. Do you understand, Phil?
Uh-huh.
You have learned to dissemble. Move 2 spaces forward and advance to public school.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United
States. No student will be allowed to use the east staircase in the west annex or the west staircase in the north annex during 3rd, 4th, or 5th period. Any student caught using the elevator without an official pass from the dean will be graded down 10 points in living with others. Remember, although you are only 2nd graders, any bad mark you receive on your school record may result in not getting into the school of your choice. You're now dismissed for free play.
You have reached 3rd grade without incident. Move 2 spaces forward and take an opportunity card.
Your father?
That's father.
Your father.
Your father tries to establish a rapport. Move to your nearest family square.
How was school today, Phil?
Great, Dad.
No problems in school?
No, Dad.
And no trouble with your teachers?
No, Dad.
And everything all right otherwise?
Yes, Dad.
Well, that's good to hear, Phil. Keep up the good work.
I'll try, Dad.
And let's try to talk like this again soon.
You have made friends with your father. Move 2 spaces forward and become 9 years old.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
And now, move 2 spaces forward towards the end of latency.
May I?
And now, take one giant step towards prepubescence.
May I?
You are having an identity crisis. Your mother is called to school for a conference with your principal. Move to your nearest isolation square.
What did he do, Mr. Ashley?
He wrote something scurrilous about one of the students, who happens to be colored.
Well, what did he write?
Jim is a dark flower. Naturally, Jim is outraged. We're trying to appease his mother now, but she's threatened to release the story to the New York Post, which would destroy the image we've tried to establish for our school as substandard, but equal. Frankly, Mrs. Benson, it's a dilemma.
Your parents are in conflict. Remain on your isolation square until a decision has been reached.
Harry, Mr. Ashley recommends professional help. What do you think?
Why send him into treatment when for a little less we could send him to a private school where he could not only have a corrective emotional experience, but he could also make contact with wealthy Jewish children, which would help him later in life should he want to go into show business or medicine.
You are sent to a progressive private school. Move back 2 spaces towards social inflation.
I was advised to come see Jojo, the school psychologist.
I'm Jojo, Mrs. Benson. Here, sit down.
Has Phil done something serious, Jojo?
In my experience, Mrs. Benson, when a student writes on the walls, it is usually a signal for help. We can't repress the behavior, but we can't allow it to continue if it's destructive to others.
Well, what did he write?
On his homeroom wall, he wrote, Phyllis can't make a commitment. And above the drinking fountain in the main hall, he wrote, Stuart can't maintain a continuity of relationship. I don't think I have to tell you the kind of damage this has done to Phyllis and Stuart.
I'm a little relieved, only a little, mind you, that neither of the students were colored.
In this school, Mrs. Benson, we teach the students that nobody is colored.
You have gone wrong in school. Enter treatment and take a probable long-term goals card.
I didn't like things the way they are, Doctor. I just wanted to get that across to my peers.
Remember, Phil, we can't change the world until we can change ourselves.
Now that you're exploring your motivation, exchange your maturity card for a pink opportunity card and take a detour to high school.
So what are you choosing as an extracurricular activity, Mark?
I'm trying out for Dramafest, Phil. I think if I learn to speak with feeling, it'll help me get girls.
So what are you choosing as an extracurricular activity, Sandy?
I'm joining the high school newspaper, Phil. I believe if I have the power of the press behind me, it'll help me get boys.
So what are you choosing as an extracurricular activity, Irving?
I'm afraid I won't have time for extracurricular activities, Phil. I've decided to become a safety patrol boy. Someone's got to do it. There's been too much bloodshed for too long. Too many good kids gone. I'd like to do what I can to make this city a place where kids can cross without fear.
Safety patrol. Have I changed myself enough to change the world? Do I have the right to stop traffic? Watch it there, kid! You're safe now, kid.
Thank you, Safety Patrol Boy.
Next time, wait for safety patrol to stop traffic before you cross. Do I dare?
You are in conflict. Move to your nearest conflict square and consider the alternatives. And then make a mature decision.
So, Mark, what do you think of the guys on safety patrol?
I think they're fags.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was just checking another opinion.
You have reached an adaptive solution. Score 2 points for maturity and continue to adapt.
So, who are you going out with, Phil?
Norma Goldstein, she's a very intense, highly intelligent Jewish girl with great dark eyes and a smile that just lights up her whole face. I think I can score.
Phil, I want you to have this. It's a copy of The Prophet.
Gee, thanks, Norma.
Promise me you'll read it without intellectualizing.
Okay, I guess I can read it before school if I don't have to shave.
This book is an outcry, Phil.
Takes me an hour just to condition my beard.
It's all there. I believe we've got to try to love instead of hate, Phil. I believe we've got to try to do good instead of bad. I suppose you think I'm crazy for thinking these thoughts.
I don't know, Norma. You sure don't pull any punches.
I don't care what people think, Phil. I have to be the way I am. I won't conform. Last year, I read the prophet aloud at my parents' Seder. My mother cried. She didn't understand. I wanted them to hear the prophet so they could understand love. But too many people spell it F-I-T.
F-I-T?
Yes, ironic, isn't it? That's how they spell everything.
F-I-T spells fit.
I know. That's why the prophet is meaningless to them.
Oh, they spell profit F-I-T.
Exactly.
Yeah. Nobody knows how to spell anymore. I mean, bright guys, they can't even spell their own names. I blame the school and lack of interest on part of the establishment.
I'm talking about values, Phil, not spelling. Give me back the book.
You have failed in your emotional interest. Move back 2 spaces towards narcissistic consolation and try to make better things happen.
So, how'd you make out last night, Phil?
Boy, I tell you, Thomas Wolfe wasn't kidding about Jewish girls. They don't just discuss it. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Ah, you have just successfully enhanced your image without actually doing anything.
I hope I didn't ruin her reputation or anything.
Well, now that you are thinking about college, move to your nearest probable long-term goal square.
It's between Chicago, Berkeley, or Yale. What do you think, Mom?
Oh, whichever's closest.
It's between the University of Chicago, Berkeley, or Yale. What do you think, Dad?
Pick a college where you can make contacts. Contacts are a very important thing to have in college. I never had any contacts because I couldn't afford to go to college. And I couldn't afford to go to college because I didn't have any contacts. That's why I missed out on the greatest thing a boy can have.
Contacts?
No, an education.
You received replies from 3 universities.
Where's that from, Phil?
It's from Berkeley.
You've been rejected by Berkeley.
Where's that one from?
It's from Yale.
You've been rejected by Yale.
What about that one?
It's from a girl I know in Evanston.
You've been rejected by the University of Chicago.
I've known her for years.
You retreat to your nearest panic square.
She often writes me.
Remain there until you've been accepted.
Besides, what the hell business is it of yours?
Take an option card.
Well, now that I'm not committed to the University of Chicago, Berkeley, or Yale, I guess I could go for the University of Miami.
Anywhere from Chicago yet?
I've decided not to go for Chicago. Too big a school. Too many people trying to make it there. What for? What does it mean? If you think I'm going to sell out and join the rat race? Not me. I don't need any of that. I could just meditate. That's what Khalil Gibran did. Ever read The Prophet? Hell of a good book. It's an outcry of
You've been
love,
accepted by the University of Miami.
which I think the University of Miami embodies in principle.
Move to your nearest commitment square and begin to examine your potential.
There's such a terrific curriculum at the University of Miami that there's so many choices. I'm torn between public relations, hotel management, merchandising, and cinema.
Well, what do you want to do, Phil? What do you really want to do?
Well, okay, you're gonna think this is crazy, Mark, and maybe even like a little kid's dream. I mean, how do I know if I have the skill or if I'm just kidding myself? But I've always had this dream, Mark, to make it in hotel management. I mean, make it big, like some of the greats, Hilton, Sheraton, Knickerbocker.
Well, then go for it, Phil. Don't let anyone hold you back. Follow your dreams.
Mom, I've decided to major in hotel management.
That's nice. Then you can manage a hotel.
Dad, I've decided to major in hotel management.
Son, I'm thinking of a different boy. A young, crazy kid who's a lot like you, Phil. Son, that boy was me. I was a kid with a dream who wanted more than anything to own a liquor store. I learned everything there was to know about liquor, and even though everyone told me I was crazy, I went on ahead. But no matter what, I always knew that I had to have something to fall back on. That's why I joined the civil service. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you, Phil?
Yes, sir, you're telling me to have something to fall back on?
That's right, Phil.
I've already done that. I'm minoring in cinema.
Good boy.
Advance 3 spaces and enter college.
Good morning, class. My name is Professor Olsen, that is O-L-S-E-N, and I'll be teaching Hotel Management 101 and 102. Now, organization, administration, and management. Or as we in the field have come to call it, O-A-M. That's right, O-A-M.
better join something if I can get in.
You're in conflict. Advance to a conflict square and consider the alternatives. Then make a mature decision.
Kappa 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 is a terrific fraternity, but very selective. I might have a chance.
Kappa.
Oh, we're gonna need a top athlete.
Philosophy's a consideration.
Oh yeah, but we're also gonna need a guy with a real personality.
Fielder might come in handy.
Oh yeah, but we're also gonna need a guy with a brain in hotel management.
Hey, what about Phil Benson?
Oh yeah, Phil Benson.
Phil Benson.
Oh, Phil Benson.
Yeah,
Right. All paths are open to you. Consider the alternatives and make a mature decision.
You make friends with a Negro. This is quite a time of crisis for you, isn't it, Harvey?
It sure is. I don't know whether I should join the Urban League in an attempt to stir the conscience of the white man by gutting my own neighborhood, or if I should join SNCC in an attempt to seek equality by peaceful methods.
Well, you might think this is crazy, Harvey, but I believe the future of civil rights lies to a great extent in the hands of hotel managers. This is one of the things I'm trying to do. This is one of the reasons why I want to make it in OAM.
You joined SNCC and are thrown out after the first meeting. Remain where you are.
What happened, Phil?
I don't know. Everything was very pleasant at first. One of the speakers was saying how the end of the white man had come and all we could contribute was money because all of our services were worthless. And I applauded him along with the rest of the audience until he leaned forward and said, "Do you understand that, Whitey?" So I called back, "I sure do, Blackie." And then he throws me out of the hall and deprives me of my civil rights button.
Oh, don't let it get to you, Phil. You know how sensitive those guys are.
I'm still going to try to join something worthwhile. It's going to be hard to find a really militant organization.
You're accepted by Kappa Kappa Kappa.
I decided to join Kappa 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 and bore from within. Sure, the easy thing would have been to fight them, but I'd rather join them and effect a change. I was never one to run away.
You rise to the top 10% of your class and then advance to find the right girl.
I love you. Do you love me?
I love you, but I'm not in love with you. It's different.
What's the difference?
I'm in love with your roommate.
You have failed with a girl. Advance to find a new roommate.
I love you. Do you love me?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm tired. I'm all blocked. I want to love you,
Will you
but
call me?
I don't know how I'll feel tomorrow. Just don't push me.
Then I'll call you. Will you pick up?
You're pushing me.
You have reached an emotional impasse. If you do not resolve it by your next turn, you must take a penalty card.
I love you. Do you love me?
I don't know if I can love, Phil.
Well, do you think if you could love me, you would?
Don't try to pin me down, Phil. I'll only withdraw farther.
I just want to know if you love me.
I have this problem. I can't take. I can give, but I can't take.
I can adjust to that.
You're a good person, Phil. But I need someone selfish, even brutal. Someone I'm not afraid to hurt. Someone like your roommate?
You have not resolved it. Take a penalty card.
You find a woman who loves you.
I just want to know where I stand.
What do you mean?
You know what I mean.
Look, if I thought marriage would solve it, I know I enjoy being with you, and if I were gonna make the move, you'd be the first one I'd choose. I hope someday to love and have a home, but right now,
I just want to know.
let me say that you have the right to walk away from this anytime you choose.
I just want an answer.
You are having an emotional crisis.
Well, I'm giving you one.
Score 2 points for the
That's no answer.
You deserve better than this.
I just want an answer.
I don't know.
Then I'm leaving.
Leaving.
Yes,
You're leaving me.
that's right.
That's what I call loyalty.
I'm sorry, Phil.
Don't tell me you're sorry, just tell me where I stand.
What do you mean?
You know what I mean.
Look, if I thought marriage would solve it,
It will. It will.
When?
As soon as I graduate college and get set up in a hotel.
I don't know. Let me think about it, okay?
You are engaged.
Oh my God.
Move to your nearest opportunity and start to build a career.
There are 2 top sheets missing, Mr. Grady.
Oh, that's not unusual, sir.
It may not be unusual, but it's not OAM.
You receive a raise and marry your college sweetheart. Advance to young marrieds.
We can't afford it, Doris. We'll have to sell the car just to meet the down payments.
Why? If we can borrow on the car instead of selling it, we can meet the down payments and keep the car.
What about the interest?
It's all deductible. So actually, we'll come out even. Don't you want a home?
You go into debt and buy your first home. And then you have your first son, advance towards fatherhood.
Phil! It's a boy!
I heard. What do you want to name him, Doris?
Oh, I think I'm gonna name him Dor. After one of the great liberals of our time, Dor Sherry. In fact, I'd like that to be his middle name.
Dor Sherry Benson.
You receive a raise and are promoted upstairs. Advance towards security.
I'd like to have a den, Doris. Do you think we could afford it? I mean, we'll have to sell.
What?
Advance toward prosperity even more, and advance toward security after that. Keep going.
There are 142 top sheets missing from the Eastern Seaboard Hotels alone, Mr. Garfire.
Oh, that's not unusual, sir.
It will be as long as I'm chain manager, Mr. Garfire.
Yes, sir.
Your son enters school. Advance to middle age.
Wait a minute.
The world is getting faster. Take out an insurance policy and move towards political involvement.
Doris. The Chicago Hilton has been chosen by the Democratic Party to host the National Democratic Convention. And guess who's going to be in charge? Yours truly.
Oh, Phil.
I can't wait. Caucuses, smoke-filled rooms, favorite sons, and all the greats. Mayor Daley, Dean Rusk.
James Eastland.
This is what I've been waiting for all my life. This is what it's all about. This is OAM. Wait till my father hears about this. Dad, do you see who's being interviewed on that camera?
Yeah. Yes, it's you. You should have moved to one side, though. You're standing in front of John Chancellor.
You have reached a long-term goal. Advance towards success.
So, how was the convention?
I don't believe it, Doris. Those men were my heroes.
I know they were a little hard on the kids in the park.
102 top sheets and 41 towels gone.
What?
Not to mention 27 washcloths and 4 pillowcases.
Phil.
And 2 ashtrays.
Phil, stop itemizing and talk to me.
Can't believe it, Doris.
Well, it's nothing so awful, is it? I mean, everyone does it. Stop being so petty.
Petty? Petty? You got honest indignation at the corruption of the Democratic Party petty? I forgave them the riots. I forgave them the taxes. I forgave them the Warren Commission. I even forgave them the war. But this, I will not forgive. No, sir, this is a breach of OAM that reaches every level of government.
In the midst of your disillusionment, your father dies at the set. Go home and comfort your mother.
I'm here for you, Mom.
Your father left me well provided for, Phil, with several all-inclusive life insurance policies which guaranteed that after he died, we'd never have to worry about money again. Poor Harry. He never did own a liquor store.
Return home and make it up to your son.
Dor, I'd like to talk to you.
What, Dad?
Hold on to your youth.
What for? I didn't ask to be born. Who wants it? Who needs it? What do I have that's so great?
I'm sorry I've been so busy lately.
You've sold out. That's why you're so busy. You've all sold out.
I just wanted you and your mom to have a little security when I was gone.
In this rotten world, with a mom 10 minutes away? Look, there's nothing you can do for me now. Just give me my allowance and let me go.
I don't have any cash on me right now.
You have failed to reach your son. Advance toward domestic upheaval and try to do better.
Where are we going, Phil?
What?
We're not going anywhere.
Of course we are. We're going to the Ice Follies. As soon as we get out of the park, we'll be on 59th Street.
I mean, we're not going anywhere.
Well, where do you want to go?
Somewhere?
You are having troubles with your wife.
Anywhere?
Advance 3 spaces towards an extramarital affair.
I love you, Shirley. Do you love me?
I don't know, Phil. I honestly don't know.
Well, when will you know?
There's no place in your life for me, Phil. I'm just someone for you to have fun with.
No, you're not.
Where are we going, Phil?
Go home and make it up to your wife.
I'm home, Doris.
Where are we going, Phil?
You have lost faith in the Democratic Party. Your son does not look up to you, your wife does not understand you, and your mistress will not sleep with you.
God, this is a hard game.
Yeah, score 10 points for maturity and advance toward retirement.
And so, to Phil Benson, the Hilton Hotel chain awards the solid gold engraved master key, which fits the utility closet to any Hilton hotel on the eastern seaboard.
Thank you. I will wear this next to my heart, for it means to me that I have managed to keep the faith, raise the standards, and live by the rules of OAM.
You have retired with moderate wealth. Return home and have a coronary occlusion.
Gosh, he'll be home in a minute.
Taxi! Taxi!
Oh, sit down. I'll call an ambulance.
Oh, no, it'll never reach downtown in time. Doris, did you pay the premium on the life insurance?
Yes, Phil.
I wish I didn't have to quit so soon. I know if I would have played a little while longer, I could have found the super bonus card.
We're secure, Phil. The house is almost paid for. We own the car. The AT&T stock brings in a small but steady income.
I had so many dreams. Where did I go wrong, Doris?
You aim too high, Phil.
Maybe. But I would rather have had those dreams and never realized them than have nothing but the reality of what I have. See to it, that door carries the torch.
You have spoken your last word.